From the Rogue Word Studio in Dallas, Texas, filmed in front of a live audience of cats, it's The Lit Show with Jeremy Fee. New episode each Monday. Authors welcome, comments encouraged. Hello everyone, welcome to The Lit Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Fee. For today's episode, I've got something really special for you. We've got my October 2021 reading wrap-up in the form of a book battle, and we also have my November TBR. Though I realize I'm posting this video halfway through November, so I've actually read half my TBR already. We'll start with the book battle, and please stick around for the TBR at the end. It'll be short probably. I read a lot in October. Putting them into the brackets, you will see a lot of books that you might want to root for. Feel free as always to put down in the comments what book you were rooting for, which book you would have picked for your best read of the month. Here we go. The first bracket is science fiction, mostly shorts. I've got Dreamlands, some novellas from Silvia Moreno Garcia. I've got Science Fiction Carnival, a short collection of short stories. I've got Burning Chrome by William Gibson, which includes the stories that inspired the film Johnny Mnemonic and New Rose Hotel. I've got Count Zero and Mona Lisa Overdrive by William Gibson. From the two of them, I'm just going to put in Count Zero, maybe a controversial opinion, but I actually thought Count Zero was better than Mona Lisa Overdrive. The second bracket is more shorts. It's mostly horror. Starts with Different Seasons by Stephen King, which was the inspiration for Shawshank Redemption, Stand By Me, Apt Pupil. I've also got Gray Matter, revised edition by Nicholas Gray, Peel Back and See, short story collection by Mike Thorne, and Autumn Crow by Cameron Chaney. That brings us to the actual horror section, which is not short stories. From NetGalley, I read Bleed More, Body More by Ian Kirkpatrick. I read the Halloween film novelization by John Passarella. That's the 2018 Halloween, not the original. I read Dark Tower Book 3 by Stephen King and Creepshow by Stephen King. We then get to bracket number 4, which is the other category, historical-esque. The first is The Last Roman, Book 1, Exile by B.K. Greenwood, which has fantasy elements to it mixed in with the historical. Then we've got The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins, which I read for #Victober. Since it was written in the time period it's in, we don't really call it historical fiction, but looking back on it now, it feels very historical and very sexist. And then I've got 2 books from Margaret Pinard, Dulcie's Legacy and Memories Hostage. Alright, let's go back up to the first bracket. Prelims. Dreamlands put up against Science Fiction Carnival. I am a huge fan of Silvia Moreno Garcia, but on this occasion, I actually enjoyed Science Fiction Carnival more. It's going to get the bump up to quarterfinals because ultimately that's the criteria that matters. Which of the 2 books did I enjoy more? And I think it's just that these novellas were not up to the same caliber of what I normally expected from Silvia Moreno Garcia, but also Science Fiction Carnival included The Wheel of Time by Robert Arthurs, which was written way before The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. Freaky coincidence, I know. For the second set in this bracket, we've got Burning Chrome by William Gibson up against Count Zero by William Gibson. I was just in a cyberpunk kind of mood at the beginning of the month reading these books. Between the different William Gibson works, I actually prefer the short story collection over the trilogy for Neuromancer. But there are stories in Burning Chrome that are set in the Sprawl universe, which is where Neuromancer, Count Zero, and Mona Lisa Overdrive are set. From this bracket, Science Fiction Carnival and Burning Chrome have advanced for quarterfinals. Let's take a look at bracket 2. We've got Different Seasons by Stephen King up against Gray Matter by Nicholas Gray, and I really enjoyed the short story collection from Nicholas Gray. Unfortunately, in this case, Stephen King's works that brought us the film adaptations for Shawshank Redemption, Stand By Me, and Apt Pupil is going to win out, despite how much I did really enjoy Nicholas Gray's stories. The other set in this bracket is Mike Thorne's collection of stories Peel Back and See up against Autumn Crow, Cameron Chaney's collection of stories. I liked both of these a whole lot as well. In the end, though, I'm going to pick Mike Thorne's collection because I really got more emotionally invested and had more, I want to use the word visceral, but I don't mean disgusting. I had more of strong emotional reactions to those stories than I did Autumn Crow. Autumn Crow is a sweet set of stories that makes you feel nostalgic for the past, but I felt stronger emotions from Mike Thorne's stories. It's getting the bump up to quarterfinals. From bracket 2, different seasons and Peel Back and See have advanced to quarterfinals. That brings us to bracket 3. Bleed More, Body More is up against the Halloween 2018 film novelization. Both of them were creepy stories, and Bleed More, Body More did some neat stuff with characters that felt like they were traveling around through Dante's Inferno and that sort of stuff. But in the end, I'm going to give this win to Halloween. It's just a lot of fun. And if you watch the movie and then read the book, you will feel like you have extra scenes. You know, like a DVD with cut scenes and that sort of stuff. Because the book adds on more dialogue and conversations with the characters. And that's really fun. Perhaps if Bleed More, Body More had a film adaptation, it would be easier for it to compete this month. But alright, Halloween's advancing for quarterfinals. The next pairing, Stephen King's Dark Tower Book 3 up against Stephen King's Creepshow. It's King versus King. Both of these books set out to do something. And I feel like the Dark Tower Book 3, while a lot of people really like it, and I thought that it was good, Creepshow does a better job of fulfilling the intention of the work, because Creepshow is a call back to those old horror comics, and it does a very nice job of doing that. So Creepshow is advancing to quarterfinals. From this bracket, we get Halloween and Creepshow going to quarterfinals. Bracket number 4, The Last Roman is up against Moonstone. Moonstone was so sexist and slow. I mean, it was an interesting read, but it just slapped you in the face with sexism over and over again. I preferred The Last Roman. It was a fun, exciting book. When I did my review video about it, I talked about how B.K. Greenwood really created cinematic set pieces, large battles that were fun. It was fun to read those battles and those cinematic experiences in the book. It's getting the bump up to quarterfinals. And then we've got Margaret Penard's 2 books competing against each other, Dulcie's Legacy and Memories Hostage. If you follow my reviews on Goodreads, then you already know which book is going to advance out of these two. Dulcie's Legacy is a really interesting story with supernatural, YA, romance elements in there with the historical stuff. But ultimately, I really liked Memories Hostage, which I know is different from a lot of other people. A lot of people say that Margaret Penard gets better with her writing with each book, and the Remnant series is her best stuff, which is really good. But the mystery in Memories Hostage was amazing. It was like the Bourne Identity in a Jane Austen setting, small town British people and intrigue. I was hooked from the first 2 pages, and I was dying to know the answer to the mystery throughout the book. So Memories Hostage is advancing to quarterfinals. Bracket 4 gives us The Last Roman and Memories Hostage up in quarterfinals. Let's do those quarterfinals matches. We've got the Science Fiction Carnival up against Burning Chrome up there from bracket 1, which is a nice collection of some more classic sci-fi up against the cyberpunk work of William Gibson. Mindful, William Gibson himself didn't call himself the father of cyberpunk, but other people do. And with that great prestige, I'm giving him the bump up from quarterfinals to semifinals. Burning Chrome is winning this bracket so far. That brings us to bracket 2. We've got Different Seasons by Stephen King up against Mike Thorne's Peel Back and See. And like I said about Nicholas Gray's book back in the prelims round, I'm so sorry, Mike Thorne. I also think you're a great author, and these were wonderful stories, but you're up against Shawshank Redemption, Stand By Me, and Apt Pupil effectively with these stories. Stephen King was just so powerful in writing Different Seasons. It's different from his other work, but it has elements that you would be able to identify as Stephen King. Different Seasons is going to semifinals. For bracket 3, we've got the Halloween 2018 film novelization up against Creepshow by Stephen King, which also had a film. I don't know if you've watched the Creepshow film, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was wonderful. In this case, which one did I enjoy more as a read? I'm going to give it to Creepshow by Stephen King, advancing to semifinals. Alright, that means we've just got bracket 4 left, in quarterfinals The Last Roman, Book 1 Exile, against Memories Hostage. Both of these books dealing with memories and dealing with historical aspects. I'm gonna say that the one that I enjoyed the most was Margaret Pinard's book. Even though B.K. Greenwood has got those cinematic action pieces, I just wasn't as into the mystery and intrigue until about a third of the way through the book, probably. And as I said earlier, Memories Hostage hooked me. I was hooked on that mystery from the beginning, and every page, every chapter, I wanted to know what the answer to the mystery was. Let's look at semifinals. Burning Chrome by William Gibson. This is Core of Cyberpunk, is up against Different Seasons by Stephen King. Stephen King's great non-horror work, though really Apt Pupil is very horrific. Stand By Me does involve, well, the story of the body involves the kids looking for a body. I'm going to give this one to Different Seasons. I feel that overall it's a stronger work, even though Burning Chrome was what gave us Johnny Mnemonic in the New Rose Hotel. That book had 2 film adaptations come out of it. But really, we're looking at William Gibson with 2 film adaptations against Stephen King with 3 film adaptations. Stephen King's winning bracket 1 and 2 for semifinals. Representing bracket 3 and 4, we've got Creepshow by Stephen King and Memories Hostage by Margaret Pinard. Oh my goodness. This is a tough call because I enjoy both of these books and they're very different. It's very hard to compare Creepshow to other things other than to say Creepshow was very effective at achieving what it was attempting to achieve. And overall, I do believe that Stephen King mastered his goal better than what Margaret Pinard was able to do with Memories Hostage, though I really like that book and I hope more people will give it a chance. But that means if I'm advancing Creepshow to finals, that our finals bracket, we've got Different Seasons by Stephen King against Creepshow by Stephen King. It's King versus King. Either way, my best read of the month is going to be a book by Stephen King. Of course, when you look at these 2 books and you think about their literary value, not just the film adaptation quality and all of that, the actual original stories and what they mean, it's really no competition. Different Seasons is a clear winner in my mind against Creepshow, even though Creepshow's really good. And I do recommend Creepshow as well. So that means my best read of the month for October was Different Seasons by Stephen King. Sorry that it took me half the month to get this out to you. I've had some technical difficulties. I was so excited about starting the Lit Show and doing the rebranding, and then I had computer issues, and I had to just do that quick video without any voice, just the music playing. It's been a little frustrating this month. But I have been able to read while working on NaNoWriMo as well. So my TBR for nonfiction November and New Worlds November with some book trek mixed in has been to read Titus Andronicus by William Shakespeare, which is perhaps William Shakespeare's weirdest work. I thought some of his other plays like As You Like It were weird, but no, Titus Andronicus is a weird, just strange tragedy. I also was able to read the NetGalley book, Dark Stars, New Tales of Darkest Horror, edited by John F.D. Taft. That was a good November read because technically I started it in October. It had some very horrific stories in it. I've also been able to read the autobiography of Catherine Janeway. That was my nonfiction November entry because it's an autobiography, even though it's really fictional. New Worlds November and Book Trek as well, fitting all that together with one book. I have been reading in progress Song of Echoes by R.E. Palmer. The author sent me a free ebook ARC to review. It was a requested author review. I've read, I would say, about 20% of the book at this point, and I really enjoy it. It's been a fun read. It's got that classic fantasy story feel to it. And then there's the group read for Dark Tower Book 4, which I need to finish before Steve's forums reading group gets to the discussion for it. So that gives me 5 books, 3 of which I've read by now, halfway through the month, 2 that are in progress for my TBR for the month. Because I'm doing NaNoWriMo as well and focused on writing a whole lot, I don't want to read too much this month. I'm hoping I can convince myself to just stop at those 5 books. But I feel like I will probably end up reading 8 books. There's a chance that if I have time, I will read the autobiography of James T. Kirk or Jean-Luc Picard. Now might be a good time to read some more Wheel of Time. Alright, I think I've given you enough for today's video. Hope you enjoyed the book battle and the TBR TBR every day. No. I keep saying it wrong now. I've changed it. Every Monday is a good Monday for a book talk. Peace.